Hey, how's it going? My name is jackiefishhh and welcome back to some more Total War Warhammer 2. This is another online custom map battle, and today my Discord have brought an epic 3 vs 3 to us, so I'm super excited to see how this one turns out, and I'm also really looking forward to seeing what this Southern Realms mod is all about, as we have Astalia and Talia, I believe, with their mighty adventurers ready to take on the forces of the Lizardmen. I mean, that does look pretty goddamn spectacular right there. And this custom map also just does them justice. So yeah, it should be a very exciting battle, and I'm sure it will turn out to be a clincher. Well, matter of fact, I know it will be, because I've actually already recorded this battle once. I went ahead, recorded it, it was a super close epic battle, and then I ended up deleting the footage because I'm an absolute idiot. So I know for a fact that this one is worth watching to the end, because it does go down to the wire. So make sure you do go and check that out. Also, if you want to check out any of the mods we're using, I'll leave the collection workshop down below in the description. So as I said, we are using Steel Faith Overhaul, and we're also using the Southern Realms mod to add in Talia and Astalia, who are defending. The custom map itself is a really awesome setup one. It's quite simple, but I love the way that it is designed. We have kind of 3 main courtyards, one on this left hand side in its own kind of separate keep. We have one in the center, which is kind of more of a larger area, and I love the way that we have kind of lanes set out through all of this kind of like more, I guess, colony-esque housing. And then we finally have kind of more of the military-esque keep up here, but the keep over here can be defended. It's just much more secure with more, heavier walls and a lot more choke points which they can hold off. So because of this, we're going to see this during the battle, and I think that's exactly how the map is designed. We're going to see the Lizardmen kind of attack this straight away, but it's going to be much harder to break through this position because it's kind of all one big choke point than it is, say, for example, to break through the other one. So by the time that they break through this position, these like other positions should almost be on their way to finishing as well. And then finally we have this kind of final stand right here, and I love the way that this unit of Rico's Republican Guard look. These dudes look absolutely amazing. Their golden armor, their pikes, it's just really awesome. Really cool. So we're not going to run through all the units. We're going to see all the units in the battle anyway. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the engagement. Also just going to turn it down a little bit on my end because it is kind of loud. So yeah, we're gonna see all these cool units in Steel Faith. There's no point kind of running through the army comps because we'll see them in battle anyway. But just know that the balance power is pretty even. The Lizardmen themselves have 5,000 and the defenders have around about 5,500. But something you have to remember as this Bastillodon actually goes down from their heavy gunfire is something you have to remember is the Lizardmen forces tend to have fewer in number but more elite, especially in Steel Faith Overhaul. I believe in Steel Faith the Temple Guard have around about 50 lizards in the unit, or 50 models to the unit, whereas in vanilla they have like 100. So because of that, you end up seeing them, maybe not showing as many units on the battlefield, but they've got the quality, and that's kind of where they do stand. And obviously they have a lot of more of these Carnosaurs, Bastillodons and stuff as they start smashing down the gate. Imagine being this awesome looking unit of right here, just waiting, holding the gate, seeing it being smashed down, and then having goddamn feral Bastillodons come flying forward. Over on the other side as well, we do have these skinks throwing up their javelins right now, trying to just, I guess, harass the missiles up here. A lot of their spears do look like they are finding the wall, but I really like this position right here. Moving up the Pterodon riders to silence these guns will just give their infantry a much easier time of making their way up to the walls. Because that's really all the Lizardmen have to do, at least on this outer position, is get their men to the walls, and then kind of their soldiers will do the busy work. And that's exactly what they are doing. We do have some of the towers coming down right now as the rest of the Lizardmen come flying forward. And we have some Albinosauruses, yeah, some Albinosaurus spears, and also some red-crested skinks here as well. They are going to be fighting away against just some normal swordsmen, which have been sent up to meet them. A nice little meet and greet right here by the forces of Talia. Or this is Astalia, I think. So we can see them fighting pretty brutally on the walls. And like, I'll say this without spoiling anything, because obviously I've already seen the replay, but I was extremely impressed with how well these swordsmen did, just compared to like their basic swordsmen, and they ended up doing really nicely on the walls. Not just like, that doesn't give anything away, trust me. I was just, it's just a nice little observation I made. So the gate is now down. That's going to allow all the monstrous creatures to push up, and we can see that immediately we're having a lot of the Stegodons and also the Blessed Stegodon being pushed up with the Bastiladon solar engine, which is obviously long-range artillery. Over on the far right-hand side, we can see that the gate itself has now gone down, but we do have Templar Myriadid. So if you guys see any special heroes and like he's your favorite hero, do let me know like about his lore in the comments, because I'd be really interested in finding out more about these special characters, because it adds in a ton. We've got Bat Dude for Talia, we have Lupio Sunscrera over here, and he's already bloodied, so he's definitely already been engaged. We also have a pretty awesome Amber Dragon over here as well, led by a elf. Who is, I guess, supporting Talia, the Asmir Dragon Lord. He's going to be just taking on these Pterodon riders and destroying them. Also, guys, if you want to see more custom map Warhammer battles like the one you're watching right now, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. It's the best way for me to know if you guys enjoy this content or not. And as well as that, you guys have been telling me for ages that you want to see more content like this. You want to see more custom map battles. However, these custom map battles don't get that many likes and comments, so it's kind of a bit confusing when everyone says, oh, we really want to see more epic battles, and then the videos themselves don't do too well. It kind of makes me think that you don't want to see more of this content. So, you know, the best way to show me and the best way to get more custom map battles is to drop a like, is to drop a comment. And if I see the video does well, I'll be much more likely to do more of this content. You know, do a couple a week or do whatever. And it also helps tell my Discord as well that that's exactly what you want to see, so they'll know what to record when they fight battles as well. So this is a 3 vs 3, and because of that you can see kind of 3 main positions opening up. We have a heavy assault right here, and then we kind of have 2 separate assaults on the left hand side. Oh, no, this isn't a 2, it's a 2 vs 2 I believe actually. But we can see that the second player is kind of distributing his forces on the lower end of the courtyards and trying just to simply overwhelm the forces. All the Pterodon riders have been routed by the Dragon Lord though, and you know, he's doing a great job at kind of just taking this aerial superiority to another level. We have some Republican Guard right here, as well as the replay seems to be a little bit choppy. It's not my computer, because I'm not getting my CPU and GPUs, everything absolutely fine. Must be just some crazy stuff happening in the replay right there. And then we do have 10,000 soldiers, which is quite a lot. We also get Cursed of the Midnight Wind down on all of these. Less melee attack and also armor is actually pretty big. But yeah, you know, sometimes Warhammer just can't really handle 10,000 people outside of the laboratory. So we're going to be getting lag here and there, especially with all the awesome looking units from the Dryad reskin, which just makes each unit look so goddamn crisp and amazing. These Bastiladons are definitely causing some issues. We are getting a artillery barrage though as well coming in. I think there's a mortar team set up somewhere. Is it all the way up here? Oh, we do have a mortar right here, but this one isn't the one shooting. There must be another mortar team somewhere, because I can see it being shot in. Oh no, maybe it's these gyrocopters. Oh, so we even have a little dwarven attack airships right here. I imagine these are dwarfs helping out in the battle, just trying to add a little bit of defense here, pick up any skinks that mind their way. Oh, we also have a tank here as well, which is going to be doing, I imagine, a great amount of damage. The Ironclad. Very, very awesome. So how are the battle for the walls going? It looks like the Skinks and the Lizardmen have been pushed back on the walls. Again, you can kind of tell. Like, I'm pretty impressed with how well the infantry did on the walls. And we do have a chain lightning set up down here, as it does rip through a few of the units, but doesn't really find their mark. I also really enjoy all the custom shields on these infantry. Like, that kind of looks like an English shield, but it looks like a Spanish shield right there. It's like a really, really cool design as these guys flee for their lives away from the chain lightning. How are we doing on the other side as well? Oh, there's a lot of Skinks over here as they do start dueling off against the Dwarfs. The Dwarfs have gone flying into combat now, looking for blood, and the Skinks are going to be fighting hard to push them back. We're also getting a nice little retreat right there by the Gunners, as the rest of the Skinks. So this should be a good fight for the Skinks. Just coming up against crossbowmen. You know, the Skinks aren't really the strongest unit in the world, but against crossbows, I can imagine they'll cut these guys down fairly quickly, breaking away their battle line. But we are getting more infantry turning up, more swordsmen, you know, jumping into the battle. It's like the Milan flag as well. They must have imported these flags, so I can't imagine about the Milan flag being in the game already. No way. I guess because they can now import stuff from Attila into this game, so maybe that's the case. Krotgar has now come flying in. Oh, this unit looks amazing. I think this is the Praetorians right here. Yeah, Praetorians right there, and they look really, really cool. But they're up against Krotgar, so it's not going to be an easy fight, is it? Fighting against this massive, monstrous beast. As you can see, he is just getting work done. He's also going to be supported by his albino infantry. Yeah, some more albino Saurus warriors, and also a revitalization Bastillodon is going to be popping off regrowths on everyone whenever he can, keeping the HP nice and high. We also do get a banishment, I believe, ripped off onto the Republican Guard, and that's just kind of moved perfectly. The dice rolls have aligned, almost aligned. It kind of went off on the last couple of seconds. If it would have gone over here, maybe it would have been great. Oh no, maybe it can still hit these guys. No, the infantry are running away. Over in the central plaza, we can see that the monstrous units for the Lizardmen with the Stegodons are really just breaking through. Even though they are up against what I imagine is anti-large armor-piercing infantry, they're still just so tanky that they can kind of almost just survive this. And I guess because there are so many of them as well, that really aids to their aggressiveness. It really aids to their power. And now we do have some more infantry flying through the main courtyard. Oh, and this is the Temple Guard. As I said, the Temple Guard in Steel Faith Overhaul are so tanky and can output so much damage if they get in some good engagements. They really are probably the strongest infantry in the game, hands down, in Steel Faith, or one of the top ones. I mean, I don't play Steel Faith too much, but from what I remember, these guys are very good, and they're going to be coming flying into the back, supporting their dinosaurs. This is just a very, very bad situation for the Southern Realms. However, do keep in mind, the balance of power is very even. I mean, the Lizardmen themselves have lost almost half their army, whereas Talia and the other Southern Realms armies are looking pretty. They've only lost 1,500 men. As I say, granted, I think a lot of the soldiers that the Lizardmen have lost are going to be these weaker skinks and stuff like that. So now they can really start to put in their money killers, which are going to be all these one special unit dinosaurs, and obviously having, you know, Carnosaurs, also having the Croxagors, which are my favourite Lizardmen unit. And they're just going to start hammering away. Because the Croxagors, you know, just so much damage. They're armor piercing, and they just, you know, with them huge mallets, just do so much damage to like heroes units, and obviously infantry as well. Oh, this unit's quite cool. Having, you have the Sons of Citrogos. It kind of looks like a Team King-esque unit. But, I mean, they don't stand a chance against the Croxagors. The Croxagors will just eat them for breakfast, literally. There is actually a kill animation where they do eat the unit. The gunners, though, are working overtime. And this is exactly this is a really smart move by Talia and the other Southern Realms forces. The fact that they're, I guess it's just Stalia. But this is like the perfect position, and I love the way the map is designed to kind of push this idea. You know, the other courtyards are really quite open, whereas this inner keep has a epic killing box right here, where as the enemy push forward, they're going to be met by missile fire from every single side, and it kind of funnels in the Lizardmen to their death almost. Now, something obviously you could do to avoid that is get soldiers up on the wall and push them out here. However, it's quite hard to do that when you're, you know, just trying to keep a strong focus force at the gate itself. So, yeah, I just love the way the map is designed to kind of, it looks quite simple, right? But it has so much detail in it, and that's really, really cool. Also, you can also come around the back as well, I think, maybe? Maybe not, actually. But I mean, it's cool. It doesn't look like you can. There is a blocked gate right here, which you can actually go through. What the hell? I guess because you can't go through these gates. This has always annoyed me. Why can't I funnel through the gate with my camera? It's so annoying that that's still in the game. I mean, that's been in the game since Rome 1. So annoying you can't do anything. So as we can see, we actually have a general right here fighting against all of this infantry. I can barely even see him because Krotgar is just, the Croxagors, sorry, I'm just going ham. Oh, Borgai the Besieger. Oh, wow, he sounds like an absolute monster. I wish I could see him. I mean, he's fighting all of this. Oh, and he has a huge mace as well. I can just about make him out there, but he is getting gangbanged by the Croxagors. I'm not sure if that's safe for work for the YouTube platform right now. We're going to get demonetized, boys. we're gonna get demonetized. Which, if you want to go support me on Patreon, the link will be down below in the description. Also, I should mention as well, if you guys want to be a part of these battles and find more people to play with on Warhammer 2, then go ahead and join my Discord. The link will be down below in the description. At the moment, we have like 1700 members. Obviously, you're looking to always improve that, as we do get a bombing run by the gyrocopter right there, dropping its explosive charges. Not a bad move right there. I imagine we'll be getting more down as well. The dragon is actually blocking it. Oh, it's because it's fighting a pterodon rider right there. I imagine that's a skink priest or something, or a skink chief. I mean, the skink chief is no match for the dragon, right? The dragon is going to be having a field day. But just taking a look at the entire battlefield, it's pretty crazy how stretched this engagement is. And for just a normal 2 vs 2, having 10,000 soldiers with the lizardmen is pretty crazy. Imagine if we had like the undead or something. The actual sheer scale of the battle would be pretty unmatched across most of these custom maps. And again, the balance of power is still extremely even, and wow, the lizardmen have killed about 1,000 soldiers, and that's exactly what I was saying. It's probably all of this right here which we're looking at after they broke through the main gate. Once they broke through this, they really started to put in their elite units, and that definitely, you know, cut down the unit differentiation, or the number difference, really quickly. And I guess killing all of this as well is great. There's a Besieger. The Besieger is somehow still alive. He is tanky as hell. I mean, he's armor piercing and a melee expert, and he has a bunch of buffs, but I don't think he's regenerating. I'm amazed that he's still alive, considering he is being messed up pretty badly right there. And also, this is why I was saying earlier how impressive the swordsmen were. I mean, granted, they are just fighting skinks, but they were pretty heavily outnumbered. And with the support of the dwarfs, they've managed to hold this right flank for a long time. Pretty much from the start of the battle, they have not gone down. It's not like they've received any missile support or reinforcements. And I believe there were some lizardmen up here, like some normal lizardmen up here at some point as well. And there's even a unit of dwarfs down here as well, ready to reinforce. Croc Garvo is just causing a ruckus back here with the support of his Horned Ones, with his little cavalry force. Looking very cool. The Horned Ones are a very nice looking unit, especially with the Dryad reskin. These guys look very nice. They're going to be pushing back into the main plaza though, looking to reinforce, as Krokgar just causes so much of a nuisance. I mean, how many kills is Krokgar on? He's been in combat pretty heavily, almost 100. That's pretty impressive, honestly. The Besieger, oh my god, the Besieger is finally going to go down. Yeah, he's finally going to rout, but is that going to kill him? Because he might just run it, like, routing might be the best possible situation for him. Because he might be able to just, no, his morale's coming back. Oh, he just got a ton of HP as well. Maybe having a HP pot fire? Or maybe one of these skills. It's annoying because I can't, like, click on him and then look at his stats. It's, like, quite frustrating the way it does that. Like, I wish I could just click on his unit in a replay and then look at what he's got. Because he is replenishing HP. But I imagine it's one of his traits. Probably that. There's one right there which looks like a medicine symbol. Unfortunately, though, I can't select it, which kind of sucks. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if we have this dragon come in support to try and rally the Besieger and get him back. Because I mean, the dragon will do some good damage to this infantry. But it does look like the final assault has now arrived as the courtyard, the lower courtyards do go down. But I mean, there is a perfect gun support from these musketeers and these crossbows, just overlooking the approach to the keep. And these guys are going to be giving no quarter whatsoever as more and more of the fighting continues on in a brutal manner. As they just continue to volley out shot after shot. But Krokgar is just going ham, chasing down these demigryphs. And the demigryphs need to get a good charge on Krokgar to really kill him. We also have more infantry as well set up, ready to fight as Krokgar gets, you know, ever closer to running through these. But with the support of the demigryphs, they should be okay. Yeah, here Krokgar comes flying into combat. Luckily that wasn't too crazy. He did just Hand of God though, using his special ability to try and thin up this battle line. How are we doing on the main approach as well? Has this made any more ground? Because I imagine a lot of these units are just being shot to pieces by gunners and stuff. With a very cool set of units charging in right now. What are these guys? Because these are red capes. These are Praetorians as well, just red cape Praetorians instead of blue cape Praetorians. And this is all Talia and Astalia need to do. They just need to keep on their infantry in place so that these gyrocopters, these gunners, can just basically get their work done and just volley into this death trap, because it's really proven to be a killing box right here. But still, if we look at the balance of power, it's still so goddamn even as this battle continues on. Like, it's crazy how even this battle has been. Not one side really claiming a huge advantage in the engagement. And these guns are proving so valuable, especially with the crossbow fire coming in as well. It's really helping to keep the lizardmen. Because I think as soon as the lizardmen manage to break their way through, that's when it's over for Talia, once they break up this killing box. Because yes, they do still have infantry back here, you know, they still have some more of these. Oh, this is a cool looking unit. The Amazonians, that's cool, having the Amazonians represented there. You know, we still have some demigryphs and some heavy infantry, but you know, these guys might not do as good as everyone thinks they will. And you know, if they're segregated and they're not kind of supported, the Black Watch, which again are a very cool looking unit, might just be too late to really commit stuff to the fight, which is a little bit scary, honestly. You know, you might need to just commit everything right away and try and do a killing blow, because these dinosaurs are starting to break forward, as we do have... Oh, wow, this guy has done amazing. Only 45 kills, but he's routed a lot of these huge lizardmen. And something you should keep in mind as well as we continue on in this battle is a lot of the kills on the Southern Realms units might not look as impressive as they are, but you've got to remember that the lizardmen obviously have a lot less units in their rosters and a lot less models in their units, I should say. So because of that, you know, 40 to 50 kills is pretty impressive. You know, because if you fight that against, say, the I don't know, another faction like the Empire, it'd be like a couple hundred kills most likely. Because I wish there was a damage done icon or modifier. I think that would be pretty awesome. To have that represented, because you know, you could kill, you know, 10 feral carnosaurs, do a ton of damage, but it only ends up showing that you got 10 kills, which really isn't too great. As a besieger, oh, that was a pretty nice hand of God right there as well, ripping through the remnants of these legionaries. The legionaries are still moving in, fighting against the horned ones. And Krokgar, goddamn, Krokgar is, how many kills is he on now? 100, he's got 200 kills now, Krokgar. That's very impressive. Did the besieger manage to live? I don't know if he did. Can't really see him, but oh my god, yeah, they've actually managed to retreat off of here. Nice. They managed to get some soldiers out, and they're bringing everything back to the city centre, which is not a bad idea. Retreating back to the keep, killing these skinks as they try and flee for their lives. Not a bad idea whatsoever. As the horned ones continue to fight. No, the besieger is still alive! How the hell is he alive still? Wait, did he just go down? No, he's still alive, but only just. Yeah, he's terrified right now. He's trying to get the head out of there, but it's looking pretty bad. And there we go. He does finally end up going down. As Krokgar continues to push on against the more infantry, though, the Black Guard or Black Watch even are going to be doing great against, you know, the large units. It's kind of what they're designed for. We are going to get engaged in some of these. Oh, these are Dark Elf units as well. Nice little cool crossbow unit with a pretty large two-handed weapon. But Krokgar should make quick work of them. Can't really imagine them doing too well in the grand scheme of things. And he is starting to get a little bit low, like he is taking some damage. Oh, we're also having mortar fire as well from the main keep. These guys have all their, well, they have a half their ammunition left. How many kills did the mortar team end up on? Only 16, but I imagine because they've only just started shooting, it's really not going to be too much. Again, I love the pike units. I just wish there were formations, because there's formations in tabletop, so I don't really understand why there's not formations in the game itself. Like, I can't imagine it'd be too hard to input, you know, even just like a shield wall. Or like a pike wall and stuff, you know. I think formations as well would make the Empire a million times better with just their standard infantry. It'd be so much cooler to have it. And maybe that's the oh, it's dumb to say the special feature for the Empire is formations, but that could happen. You know, it's kind of dumb that the other factions wouldn't get it. but I would love for them to add it in. I know there are already formations in for Bretonia, and modders have managed to make it so they've added more. But there's no real like custom animations, and I feel like that's one of the major pulls for the animations. You know, that's one of the great things about Attila Total War, was having the shield wall formations and stuff just all fly off. And oh my god, Krotkgar is being smashed down. Krotkgar is actually fully routed from the battlefield. That is huge in this battle. The balance of power is still really even, but it's slightly in favor of the Lizardmen right now, even though they have just lost their general. But the Ironclad actually being smacked down right now and breaking Krotkgar is huge, as it continues to burn away this one-horned one, setting fire to everything it comes across. I mean, there is only 4 minutes left in the battle, and balance of power is shifting back into the center now. Wow, both sides really just going in. How many kills? So the Southern Realms forces have 800 men left, and the Lizardmen have 600, but they just lost a ton of soldiers. Look at that, their numbers going down really, really quickly there. I wonder what they're losing. But there is a fresh infantry unit right here of Eternity Warriors, and these guys are insanely elite. They're going to be getting charged and sent into the abyss by the Demigryph Riders, who are coming in supporting, looking to get some kills. Wow, that's brutal as these guys come flying in. And we have a Saurus Oldblood over here fighting away. Oh yeah, they are smacking down this Ironclad. I imagine this Ironclad will go down fairly quickly, as we have a Blessed Kroxgors right here, along with a Feral or a Blessed Bastillodon, and also a Carnosaur Oldblood Warrior charging forward as well. Yeah, this Ironclad is going to go down pretty heavily. However, we do have more reinforcements turning up. The Dark Elves with their great two-handed swords are moving up, also with their repeater crossbows. We're getting the last remnants of these Demigryphs, and also some more pikemen being sent into the battle as kind of like a last reserve, as the balance of power keeps on shifting into the favor of one side and then out straight away a second later. I mean, there are so many creatures still left remaining for the Lizardmen. It's just looking pretty crazy, and as I said, I mean, I know how this one ends, but it's crazy just how close this one does go, as normally these sieges end up being pretty one-sided. As one side gets the advantage, they then end up pushing it home, but this one definitely does not, as the artillery fire continues to come in, bombarding this position as the Lizardmen try and retreat back and regroup up on their forces. I mean, the main engagement is going to be happening right here as both sides come flying in. And I imagine if the general... Oh, the general's going to go down for the last Lizardmen army as well. I mean, granted, it's not like the Lizardmen really suffer from... don't really suffer from morale too much, but they're losing their general is going to be huge. Oh, and this Ironclad is so close to going down. And we are going to be seeing a huge rout over here, so I guess losing their general does actually matter. Some of these units might come back, one or two of them does look like they are slowly starting to come back. And with a small little engagement out here as the dwarfs fight heavily. Balance of power is kind of shifting in favour of Talia, but as you can see, number-wise, it's still super even. And that just goes to show how few men Talia and Astalia have left. They do have a unit of these awesome-looking unsigned heroes or challengers right there. Huge great swords. I mean, I'm always one for a great sword cavalry unit. And there's also crossbows left. Oh my god! I mean, they've only got one or two more bolts left, but that's going to be huge. We'll get on board with this cavalry as it comes flying in, looking to make all the difference as the Demigryphs again continue to charge down and fight the last of the Lizardmen. And if they can just take out like this last Decadon, that's going to be so much in number of the Lizardmen forces that they're just not really going to have much left. Wow, what a battle this has been. Only a minute left, and it's not looking great for the Lizardmen. They have a few remnants. I mean, all it takes is a couple kind of routing of like their units, and that's all that matters. We do have a unit of Skinks coming in, and they're going to be kind of charging themselves onto the pikes of Talia, even with the support of a couple Kroxgors that still left remain. Yeah, I mean, this general has been the MVP of this engagement. Definitely. Stand your ground, charm shields, foe seeker, all the buffs coming out, and it's looking like the forces of Talia do have this battle. We'll just go ahead and speed it up now as the battle does draw to a close, because Valiz's men just don't really have a lot left remaining, and their units are going to end up routing right here, unfortunately. They just didn't have enough left towards the end, but I mean, it's not like Talia really had a ton of infantry left either towards the end of this battle. They really did come up against it and had some issues. So if we look at the kills, we can see that the forces of Genku, yeah, his Croc Guard got 217 kills. Very, very impressive. Even some of his red-crested skinks, 160 kills and 144 here. All pretty impressive, nothing, you know. And then also we've got some Hormone Spears down there, 212. And finally, this Ancient Stegodon doing 181 kills. For Doomstream's infantry, we do have his Saurus Old Blob with 79 kills. And his Temple Guard, obviously, proving its worth with 150. So not too bad whatsoever. And his Croxagors as well, 117. Taking a look on Astalia's side, we can see that their general 53 kills in the end. I imagine that he did a lot more damage when he got kills, because he just looked like he was running around from monster to monster. But the real MVP right here has to be this Ironclad, the Steam Tank, 232 kills. Very, very nice indeed. Then finally, Deadman's forces, we can see that he got 80 kills over on his Dragon Lord. Not bad. His Besieger, oh, poor Besieger, tried his best, but he just couldn't end up getting into any good engagements. And then finally, he had his unit of Praetorians, 137. Very, very nice indeed. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more custom maps battles on the channel, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.